Available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Better get the cool slow, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Actor Marques Houston is quoted as saying women in their 40s come with too much baggage and single mothers are a red flag. Looking at Tia Mowry today, and I'd have to say Marques has a point. Now that Roger's grown up, it doesn't look like he's chasing older ladies anymore like he did on Sister Sister. Now, Marques Houston in 2023, when he was about 41 years old, is quoted as saying that women in their 40s have too much baggage related to him dating women his own age. And I have to agree with him on that talking point. However, I'll go even further to say that many of these women have a lot of baggage, and I would say a lot of that baggage even starts in their tween and teen years. Now, the big problem with a lot of women is that when they were girls, they were raised in a lot of dysfunction, and that dysfunction basically creates a foundation of issues that these women have as related to self-esteem, as related to self-worth, and as related to a lot of emotional insecurities. And these emotional insecurities just get worse as they enter into adolescence. And as they enter into adolescence and start looking for love from, in some cases, the father they never had, what happens is these girls start gravitating toward deeply troubled males like these Pookie type guys. And as they get involved with these Pookie type guys, eventually it reaches a point where these girls go out here and are persuaded to go drop the skid mark jockey draws, let this guy put the carbon rod inside of them to get his taste of the atomic waste. And as this guy gets his taste of the atomic waste from the special place, what happens is that man winds up imprinting his spirit and DNA inside of that girl, and eventually as she's becoming a woman, this further exacerbates the issues that this woman has, and it makes it where eventually after that relationship she has with that man eventually winds up ending, and she tries to go out here and call herself getting herself right. She winds up with so much baggage that when it's time for her to pursue a relationship with another man, that man can't really have a relationship with her because of all the issues she had with the previous guy that she was involved with, and all of the dysfunction that girl grew up in a home, in some cases that was a home with a single mother, or a home that was just completely filled with chaos with different men coming in and out of that home. By the time this woman basically reaches maturity, she's not in a place where she's mentally or emotionally capable of having a relationship with a healthy man, because she's got so much emotional baggage that no man can really come out here and be able to connect with her or bond with her, because one, she basically again has this all these baggage from childhood and adolescence, and then has the spirit and DNA of this Pookie on her. And as she's bonded to that Pookie, she basically has serious issues as related to her whole physical and mental health, and really mostly her mental health. And again, all of that basically makes it where the guy who gets involved with her basically is dealing with a situation that is far beyond his ability to be able to handle, because he's looking to go out here to look to lead a relationship and build with this woman, but there's no building with a woman who's already been broken and is severely damaged. That's something that a guy just can't do, and the only thing that most men can do in these cases as related to women this troubled is just walk away. And that was the sad state of affairs I basically dealt with when I was in high school in the 1980s. Basically, in the 1980s, I saw a lot of girls that I was going to high school with who had so much baggage. And again, their situation got progressively worse as they were out here with these dope boys and these gang members. And basically, they had a lot of baggage just coming into adolescence. And then eventually, as they got involved with these dope boys and these gang members and pookie type guys, their whole situation just got that much worse. And by the time these girls got into their 20s, basically, they had enough baggage to fill an Amtrak train. And this is where these women were sitting there talking about how what they were looking for was a good man. But sadly, they were not in a good mental or emotional place for a man to have a relationship with them, because some of them basically, again, had a lot of issues as related to their past, and then other ones went out here and had kids with some of these dope boys, these gang members, and these pookie type guys, and all of that made it where the man who was out here like myself, who had gone to college and was going out here looking to start to build a life, we couldn't build a life with any of those women because those women had already had a bunch of baggage, and the only way you could deal with that woman, if you were that stupid, would be to be a Pullman porter or a janitor looking to clean up her mess, because you would just be sitting there thinking you could try to work with this woman, but everything with her would be nothing but drama. Everything with this woman would be nothing but drama as you're dealing with baby daddies, as you're dealing with pookie type guys, as you're dealing with her talking about how these guys are still just friends with her. And that's all because of the bond that she has as related to the spirit and DNA of this man still being imprinted on her. I mean, the whole situation with that whole with any type of relationship you try to have with this woman is just going to be a complete disaster. And any smart man who was out here, again, in the 1980s, we already knew that these chicks were basically broken in their teens and their 20s. So Marques is right about, when they're in their 40s, they have the baggage, but the baggage basically started back when these girls were basically young, and it only gets just progressively worse as they get older. It just gets just more progressively worse as these girls get older, and by the time they get to their 40s, you're basically in the middle of a nightmare if you're that dumb to get involved with them, because you're going to be dealing with multiple ex-boyfriends, multiple baby daddies, and a woman who is completely confused because she has no bond with you, no focus on you, no ability to follow your lead, because her whole mind is completely fragmented, and with her mind completely fragmented, she can't commit to you in any way, shape, or fashion. So Marques is on point when he says, okay, yeah, these women have too much baggage because you're dealing with all of the nonsense from the past relationships she's had and all the issues she's had from her childhood. And that whole situation gets even worse when you hear that this woman is a single mother, because when you're dealing with these single moms, it is a red flag, because you know that the baby daddy is going to be in this woman's life for the next 18 to 25 years and maybe even beyond that. So you're not going to be able to lead this woman or lead your house in any way, shape, or form. So a smart man would go out here and understand, look, just basically leave these chicks alone as related to them, because a lot of them were broken before they left the factory. That's the way I saw it back in 1989. A lot of these chicks I went to school with when they were teenagers were already damaged before they even came to the social marketplace. They were broken before then by the dysfunctional household they lived in, and there's no getting these chicks back on track, because if they're broken from the factory, the only place that can fix them is the factory. And sadly, when it comes down to the factory of many of the modern black women, they basically, again, were damaged from day one because their mothers were indoctrinated into feminism, and a lot of them grew up in dysfunction, so they just passed on that dysfunctional culture onto them. So when it comes down to most men like Marques Houston, I can understand why he married a younger woman, because he wanted to try to lead in the relationship and try to set a direction for his relationship. But the whole thing is that a lot of these girls out here are, again, they have issues before you even get involved with them, and all of those issues turn into all of the baggage that make it hard for a man to be able to have a successful relationship with them. And this is one of the reasons why so many black women are single these days and caught up in a paradigm of failure, because these women have not had a good model to teach them how to have a relationship with a man. And instead of learning how to have a relationship with a man, they just bring their baggage from one relationship to the other, and the same problems wind up leading to them breaking up with man from man to man, and their relationships never ever working out. Now, if you want to learn why so many black women are single and why they carry so much baggage from one relationship to the other, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Why 70% of Black Women Are Single at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me make more videos talking about the social marketplace, dating, and relationships, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse. The man who rules the world gets a job offer he can't refuse in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' An Offer He Can't Refuse at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Runway of Doom. The goddess next door struts her stuff on the catwalk to take on a runway of rogues in this action-packed all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Runway of Doom at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Esteem a New Woman. The devilish diva starts on the road to becoming a new creature in Christ in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem a New Woman at Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.